2026 World Cup was the biggest ever with 48 teams. I've been speaking to Lee Wellings, the sports writer and author, about its legacy.
I think one of the highlights of the tournament has to be the performance of Cape Verde, because the expanded tournament was rightly controversial. 48 teams isn't a perfect format. Quality does go down a bit the more teams you have in, but when you consider that Cape Verde were the only team to get a draw against Spain, a draw they fully deserved, and then went on to give Argentina such a huge scare, I think that's something we'll look back as an extraordinary performance. And of course, it was part of a bigger picture of African teams doing really well in the group stages, particularly. I think that's what will stand out, along, of course, with the quality of this Spain team that won the tournament.
We saw some of the smaller teams putting in impressive performances at this tournament. Does that suggest that the gap with the traditional powerhouses of world football is getting smaller?
I think the gap might have closed slightly, and Cape Verde proved that with that incredible draw against Spain and the way they played against Argentina and through the tournament. But we also have to look at the fact that there were more teams from each confederation, and some of them didn't do so well. And that means that, you know, we can make a quick assumption that, oh, the gap must be closing. You still had a quarter-final lineup dominated by European teams. So I think it will close, but it's not closing rapidly.
Gianni Infantino is seeking a fourth term as FIFA president. Will this tournament have helped or hindered his chances?
Well, I would say that the tournament would have hugely helped Gianni Infantino's chances of remaining as FIFA president, but actually it doesn't matter. And I'll tell you the reason it doesn't matter. Gianni Infantino will be voted in again as FIFA president, and he may even last until 2031, because he has this power base of votes in Asia and Africa particularly, that even though he has some support with other confederations, he doesn't need it. He's got enough to remain in charge. His power within FIFA is total and huge, and the criticism comes from outside, from fans, from media, but it doesn't affect his chances of remaining as president. So even though he'll look at the World Cup and think, well, that's been a success, there's been reputational damage to him, he doesn't need it to be a success to stay in charge.
What do you think will be the lasting legacy of the 26 World Cup?
Well, I think on the pitch, the legacy will be the incredible strength of this Spain team. And it could have been very different, because if Argentina had found a way to hang on and perhaps win the final on penalties, then there might have been a problem for FIFA, because Argentina would certainly have not been popular winners because of some of the things we saw with the attitude of the players and some of their tactics. So that would actually have stuck with the tournament as, oh, do you remember that tournament? Do you remember that Argentina team?